G'day everyone, I just wanted to talk about drop filters, aka loot filters. How do you get a loot filter? So the basics are the drop filter is in the top right hand corner here, drop filter, and you can use any of the three standard ones that are there by default for the game. If you want to create your own, you just hit create and you can create from a template. I did that, and I believe I did it from the intermediate loot filter or something, and I basically just removed everything anyway. So how do you create your own? Wow, mine's actually had 521 downloads. That's more than I thought. So my filter is super basic, and I'll show you how I built it. So in Legendary Gear, or every filter, it reads from the bottom up. So the first thing that I wanted to do was hide all legendary gear. This hides every single legendary piece of gear in the game. And then I want it to show priceless legendary gear. So it's as easy as show legendary gear of a item level of 100. All priceless gear is item level 100. So this means that every piece of priceless legendary gear in the game will show. Above that, I have another one where I have selected 14 items, which are, I'll show you something. So truth, I was using truth in my build before. I believe it's a pretty good amulet. So even non-priceless versions, I wanted to show. Same with Warden's Breastpin, same with Xbox, False God Skin, basically all the red ones, Forlorn Crystal, etc. As well as rings, I want all the chaotic endings to drop, just so if there's a triple fervor one, I may try out a different build, and that sort of thing. And belts again, Rat Herder, and Nama, some other ones. So you can add whatever you like to this. The restrictions for this is it must have a legendary aptitude of 2. I don't want to see the 1s and I don't want to see the 0s because I want to be able to craft something on there. Non-priceless, you can't go to tier 0, but low aptitude, you can at least get something on there. Above that, I have types of gear, legendaries that I just want to show at all times, mainly Ghost Slaughter and other super expensive ones, or set pieces. The set pieces are just a nice to have if you're starting out. They get replaced pretty quickly and they kind of stop dropping unless you're spec'd into it anyway. And then finally, legendary aptitude of 3. I only have 2 on here. One was Oversight and one was Twisted Branch. I was trialing something out with that. I don't really need that anymore. If you don't need it for your build, you can simply just click the button there and that disables that rule. And that is all the rules that I have for legendary gear. Again, if you want to add some of your own aptitude 2s, just click on that. After you've done edit, click on that and add whatever items that you want to add to the filter. Second up, legendary hero relics. They're all pretty okay, so I haven't got anything in there. If you are farming, what is it, Black Sail, you may want to add a special one here if you find the hero relics that you really want. For example, I can't think of the name, that's why I'm just scrolling through. Heart of the Ethereal Realm. This is a 40,000 Flame Elementium hero relic. You might want to just have that. Yep, I want that one to drop, and when it drops, I want it to have this icon. There we go. Now that item will drop with that filter. Hero memories, again, I haven't put anything in here. You may want to hide the crap ones if you're doing Black Sail. Simply to do that, all you do is go there. You want to hide them all, go hidden drops, confirm, and then you just want to put in the ones that you don't want to see in here, being whatever it is. If that's a bad one, I don't know, so I'm not going to actually confirm that. I'm just going to delete that one, so nothing is hidden. Going on to legendary Divinity Slates, nothing is hidden again. Gear is a big one. I just hide everything from level 20, and I'll only show, actually this can just be hide all non-legendary gear. There you go, everything is hidden, only show priceless. Item level 100 is the only thing that's going to show, and I'll just add that in there. I may add another one just for those doing Goddess of the Hunt. Let's go with that drop name. Goddess of the Hunt has some interesting bases that are good even without... what's the words that I'm thinking? Prisoner Ring is just always good. Billow Ring's pretty cheap. Aurora Ring is very expensive. And Graceful Ring is very expensive. So if you're running Goddess of the Hunt, you may want to add those to your loot filter. And that just means that if those bases drop with any item level, they will show up on the filter because they are at the top. Going on to hero relics, I have all hidden unless they have multiple tier 1 affixes. So in this, it says the drop has any B affixes of A that have a total tier of C. That is very confusing. Basically, you can select which affixes you want with A, or you can set the minimum and maximum amount of affixes. So I want a minimum of 1, a maximum of 2. I mean, they've all got 1, so it could just be a maximum of 2, but putting a range guarantees it happens. And I want that to have a minimum tier of 0 and a maximum tier of 1. You can think of that in reverse. I want it to have a maximum tier of tier 1, and a minimum doesn't really exist. So it's just like that. And it must have 3 engrams. I'm not going to put a... let's put a max of 5 because that's the ethereal realm, but that is the... that's legendary anyway, so that won't apply. So this will only show hero relics, non-legendary, with 1 to 2 tier 1 affixes. So it won't show any that don't have a tier 1 affix. That is the same that applies for hero memories. Must have 1 to 2 affixes of a maximum, or minimum, maximum, whatever you want. So tier 2 and below will not show. I don't care about those. They have to have at least 1 tier 1 affix. Divinity Slates. This is a little bit different. Hide. Why is that unticked? I was just stuffing around with it, so I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to be ticked. Here we want to have 2 affixes. I did have it as 1 and 2 if you've had the filter before. And this will only show Divinity Slates with 1 to 2 talents. The talents are the legendary affixes. If you want all of them to show and you just care about the secondaries, then you can choose that. Otherwise, you can choose what type that you want to drop. If you just want Goddess of Deception, you could just click that and it'll show only Goddess of Deception if that's what you want. You can go in and select the talents that you want as well. If you just want it to show God of Might with, say, 3 to 4 fizz damage per level, you can go into that detail if you like. Personally, I prefer to just see the few that drop and make the assessment from there. And here it is A, B, and C, which is rare, epic, and legendary. I only want to see the ones that have at least 1 legendary divinity slot. Generally, they're quite cheap now, so if you select that and go back out of here I paused it in here so it can actually show the loot on the ground. If you can set in your options, there is a control setting here to show all drops. This will ignore your loot filter, basically disabling it while you have that button held down. And there I can see all of the other slates and stuff. These ones do not have a talent, which is the top fixed talent nodes. This one does. It has movement speed while blur is active. So it is showing on my loot filter as it has a talent and a legendary node. I'm thinking about changing that to only showing 2 tier 1 affixes, but for now that is what I have. Alright, back to the drop filter. We're up to div slates. So soul candles, this one is up for debate. I've put in what I want to see in my soul candles as 21 types: aura effect, sealed mana, fizz damage, lightning damage, cold damage, fire damage, erosion damage, persistent, which is dot damage. This is also, if you smash 2 together, you can potentially get +2 erosion skill levels, +2 fire skill levels, jumps and projectiles, parabolic and whatever. Projectile damage is huge, so if you get +2 projectiles, it's basically just godly this season. Summons for minions, minion damage, ally res is always good, movement speed and cooldown recovery speed. So they're just all really nice ones. These must have a any of those, a minimum of 1 of those, and a tier of 0 and 1. I don't want to be spammed with a ton of soul candles, and that is showing that. This one is non-legendary again, shows those affixes of a minimum of tier 2. So it reads from the bottom up, so it's hiding all soul candles, and then it's only showing these 13 types, minimum of 1, max tier of 2, and then it is showing the good ones over top of all of that in this filter. Onto items, there's a little bit more in here. I show pretty much every type of fuel or fluorescent card that is worth more than 2 fuel. I might add these. I might add this. I didn't hit edit, of course. So I just want to add Dream Talking. I want to add this to this list as they are worth 2 flame elementium. Confirm. So now that is showing all of those types of items as that star. This one I have rank 5 beacons. I just wanted them to show a little bit different. And then finally I have some really good fluorescent memory shard. Why is that called? Are they shards? I think they're cards because they look like cards. Anyway, the really good cards showing up in a different style. Of course, you can change this to whatever you like. You can change it to this or, you know, whatever. It's up to you. The world is your oyster. So anyway, that is that. I don't have anything in skills, but hopefully that gives you a good oversight of how to build your filter. If you get someone else's filter, you can go in here and add whatever items that you need for your build. Make sure you go through and change the aptitudes that are in here for what you want to see for your build. I don't want to see the low aptitude stuff that I can't sell. That is not for my build. Anywho, I think I've gone over that pretty well. If you want my loot filter, there is the filter code. It will be in the description of the video. There is a few issues with loading the loot filter. You may have to create a blank character on the Asia server, import this loot filter, and then you'll have it on the other servers. Then you just go back to your own server and it'll be there. Other people have said that you must ensure that there are no gaps, no spaces, etc. So you just copy the loot filter. You go to drop filters, create from a share code, slap that in there and confirm. You cannot download a filter that you have created, and that is how you would do it. Otherwise, you can go to the recommendations and see what everyone else has downloaded. Wow, there's thousands of ones that may be good, but anyway, and you can collect them as you like. But that is my filter. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. And if you have any tips that can make building your own loot filter better and easier, also please let everyone know in the comments below. That's all I've got. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully this helped.